The project Clickon, which stands for Clinical Knowledge and Action, is framed in the field of software application in the healthcare domain and has been realized with a decisive contribution of the Tuscany region out of the Porcreo Fez 2007-2013. The idea behind the project is to experimentally produce a technological platform to be used in a complex medical facilities, such as a department or a hospital in the field of clinical cardiology. The data handled by Clickon are mainly cardiology data related to patients, including socio-demographic characteristics, diagnosis, drug treatment, diagnostic exams, and more. In the medical field, it is of interest to consider the language commonly used by clinicians and researchers, which is truly complex. The specialists may choose a variety of terms to refer to the same diagnosis or treatment. In order to implement a semantic support through the Clickon platform, a medical ontology has been designed. The ontology is a set of main entities of interest in the cardiovascular domain, hierarchically structured and semantically related, centered on the patient, their diagnosis, and drug treatment. The project Clickon was born and developed through the collaboration between Extra, a Tuscany-based company operating in the field of software development, and IFC, the largest biomedical research institute with a clinical mission in National Research Council of the CNR, where complementary expertise and experiences have been combined to achieve maximum results.
In our experience, data from clinical information are very underused. 70% of clinical trial does not give the expected results. And what we try to do is to build an ontology that permits us to use all that kind of data, and not only that, but also the data collected during the routinary hospitalization. The platform will be adaptable for many areas. But we're starting from the cardiology ontology, and that means that we try to translate all the information from a medical doctor and a sanitary system and to put them together in a homogeneous way. The idea is inspired by the model of personalized medicine, which our research group has been focusing attention on. In this vision, the concept of disease is something that is considered as a process and never as a state.
An analysis of the context was carried out in the first phase of the project through the design and administration of structured questionnaires. The analysis was oriented to define the modalities of work and the tools used in the same cardiology departments, which are reference centers in Tuscany, and to identify the medical information of particular interest to be managed for patients affected by cardiovascular problems. Project activities include the creation of an ontology in the cardiovascular domain and its validation and refinement.
One of the key elements of the Clickon project has been the possibility to create a dynamic ontology in the cardiovascular domain, implemented as an integral part of the prototype. The semantic support appears to be particularly convenient in the medical field, where different physicians can refer to the same treatment or diagnosis with different synonyms or expressions. It is also to be considered the opportunity through an ontology to visualize for a clinician the list of possible comorbidities associated to a specific diagnosis or the list of potential risk factors associated to it. The Clickon ontology has been made up and consists of more than 1,000 entities, their relationships and their properties, so-called annotations in the open source ontology editor Protégé we use to create the ontology. A particular focus has been implemented for two diseases, which are heart failure and myocardial infarction, which are amongst the main cardiovascular causes of morbidity, disability, and mortality. This step is the truly innovative link between the relational and the semantic world.
Clickon guarantees a high degree of accessibility and a high flexibility of use, so it can be used as a unique platform for the management of medical records and the integration of information provided by external systems.
The three main objectives of the project are: the first, to allow clinicians to take advantage of existing knowledge about specific fields and get suggestions during the compilation of diagnosis. Second, to build a platform open to other systems and capable to integrate data coming from them in different formats, such as paper, file, web services. And third, to equip a system with the state-of-the-art technology to improve user interaction. These objectives were achieved using integration with a medical ontology focused on cardiovascular diseases, ETL, extra transform load, tool to load data in different formats and from different searches, for example, database, web services file, image manipulation tool, and OCR to acquire data from paper document, and finally voice recognition and speech-to-text plus cloud services using a Google Cloud platform.
The prototype provides the main interfaces for managing patients' data, which are related to vital parameters, diagnosis, drug treatment, neuroendocrine profile, coronary angiography, ECG monitoring. Key information to be collected and the right management of values, such as allowed units measure, range of feasible or normal values, mandatory values, have been identified thanks to the preliminary phase conducted with clinicians and epidemiologists. The access to the system via web allows Clickon to be used mobile on a variety of devices with web browsing capabilities. The ability to interact with the system through voice command also simplifies data entry when there is no physical keyboard. Finally, the acquisition of data from electronic flows or from paper documents allows Clickon to manage information coming also from external structures, providing clinicians a single point of access to clinical information of any patient in a health facility.
To integrate the ontology into Clickon, we used the Sesam ontology server, which is able to load RDF data file and allows the user to query and navigate inside the structure of the ontology. When querying the system, we can get two kinds of terms, level 1 terms and level 2 terms. The level 1 terms are related directly to the diagnosis selected by the user. The level 2 terms are terms related to level 1 terms. We used a set of tools called ImageMagick, which allows us to convert files. After that, we pass all the information to an OCR tool, which extracts the information in text format. The last part of the system is related to data flow loading, which allows us to integrate data coming from different systems. And then we used Pentao PDI to load the information into the database.
The Clickon prototype is designed for using in a clinical environment to test the implemented features and the usability of graphical user interface in order to suggest new elements for the ontology evolution and possible future development of the platform.